Imagine a world where everything you experience is somehow connected to your very being. The traditional understanding of reality, grounded in Newtonian physics, suggests that we live in a separate, physical world governed by laws such as gravity and thermodynamics. This perspective portrays us as individual entities moving through a universe that functions independently of us. However, with the emergence of quantum physics, a radically different view is being explored. This new model suggests that the universe may not be as separate from us as we once thought. In fact, quantum physics is beginning to explore the idea that the observer might play a pivotal role in shaping the reality we experience. Thousands of years ago, spiritual teachings, such as those of Hermes Trismegistus, echoed a similar idea, saying, "As above, so below." This ancient wisdom suggested that the universe operates like a hologram, a reflection of our consciousness. In essence, what we see as the world around us may not be independent at all. It could be a mirror reflecting back the energy, thoughts, and consciousness we project onto it. This shift in perspective challenges the long-standing notion of a universe detached from human influence. In the realm of quantum physics, the notion of infinite possibilities and alternate timelines is gaining traction. Dr. Joe Dispenza, for example, highlights the concept of a quantum field, a boundless space containing all possible outcomes for every individual. This quantum field, much like the all described in the ancient text the Kabbalion, holds the potential for every conceivable event and experience within the fabric of reality. What's truly fascinating is that this field of infinite possibilities is not just a theoretical construct. It suggests that every outcome you could ever experience already exists in potential. But what determines which reality you experience? The answer lies in our conscious interaction with this field. The timeline we experience is not fixed. Instead, it's influenced by our thoughts, feelings, and state of being. Neville Goddard's theory of the fourth dimension further illuminates this idea. He believed that all the possible variations of our life exist in the fourth dimension, which serves as the foundation for the three-dimensional reality we inhabit. The question then becomes, how do we access these infinite possibilities and translate them into the reality we live? This brings us to the realization that time, as we understand it, is merely a concept, useful for navigating the linear nature of our current existence. In higher dimensions, time doesn't exist, and all possibilities are already laid out for us, awaiting our awareness to bring them into manifestation. As we delve deeper into quantum physics, we begin to realize that our consciousness is not simply an observer of reality. It is an active participant in its creation. The idea that the universe responds to our inner state, our thoughts, feelings, and vibrations, is gaining increasing support in scientific communities. When we engage with the quantum field through our consciousness, we set the stage for the particular outcomes or timelines we experience. This is where the old Newtonian model of separate existence begins to break down. In the traditional view, we were seen as passive observers of an objective reality. But quantum theory suggests that our thoughts and feelings have a direct influence on what manifests in our lives. This shift in understanding points us toward a more interconnected view of reality, where everything is united and in constant communication. Our state of being, the emotions we hold, and the beliefs we subscribe to shape the timeline we experience. It's as though we are actively co-creating the world around us with each thought and emotion. This transformative understanding challenges us to reimagine our relationship with the universe, not as separate beings merely passing through, but as integral parts of an interconnected whole, continuously shaping our experience through our consciousness. The way we perceive ourselves shapes our reality. It's similar to how a mirror works. If you approach it with a frown, it reflects a frown back at you. If you approach with a smile, it mirrors a smile in return. This is not just a physical concept, but a reflection of the deeper spiritual truth about how the universe works. Just as the mirror depends on your actions to reflect your image, the greater universe, the all, God's source, or the quantum field, the universe is designed to reflect your consciousness, as it is a vast field of infinite potential experiences. However, it does not impose its will upon you. It respects your freedom of choice, knowing that your choices lead to unique, unfolding experiences. Imagine the universe as an infinite canvas, waiting for you to paint your reality. It's an open invitation for you to express your desires, free from judgment or interference. The delay in seeing the results of your thoughts and intentions is simply due to the linear nature of the three-dimensional world in which we live. Your thoughts, however, are already real in the higher realms of consciousness, and eventually they must manifest in your physical reality. The universe is not a controlling force, it's more like a mirror that reflects back what you project. It follows the law of assumption, meaning if you consistently believe you are a certain way or desire a particular experience, the universe must comply. Think of it as a reflection of your thoughts, intentions, and assumptions. If you assume you are capable and confident, the universe will reflect back experiences that affirm these beliefs. If you assume you are unsuccessful or unlucky, those reflections will show up too. The all, or God's source, wants to experience itself through the infinite variety of individual lives. In essence, it's as if the divine has limited itself to have the genuine experience of being you. If it forced its will upon you, it would strip away the authentic adventure of free will and choice. This paradox of divine freedom is what makes life here on earth so real and impactful. The veil of amnesia, as some spiritual teachings call it, is what allows you to have a truly immersive experience in this world. In a way, you have chosen to forget who you really are, much like entering a virtual reality game where you temporarily forget you are playing. When something challenging happens in the game, you feel it deeply, as if it's real, because you've fully immersed yourself in it. This experience of life, with all its highs and lows, sometimes feels harsh. You might ask, why does a loving God allow suffering? The answer lies in understanding that you are not separate from the divine. You are the divine experiencing life as you. You are not being punished or tested by an external God. Instead, you are using the law of being, your thoughts and beliefs, to shape your reality. If you focus on fear and negativity, the universe will reflect that back to you, just as the mirror reflects the expression you choose to wear. I remember a time in my life when I felt trapped, yearning for freedom but unable to escape the cycle I was in. Everything around me seemed to confirm my feelings of being stuck. Then I encountered the teachings of Neville Goddard, which turned my understanding of reality upside down. I realized that my perception of God as a distant, controlling entity was not accurate. Instead, I was creating my reality through my assumptions and beliefs. In my search for freedom, the universe reflected back to me the teachings of Neville, showing me that I had the power to choose my own experience. The key was to change my internal assumptions, to believe that I am free, and the world began to reflect this newfound consciousness of freedom. The mirror of the universe is always ready to respond to whatever you project into it. At one point, I felt completely stuck in my life, even though my surroundings were filled with opportunities. I lived in a nice condo with a free gym, yet I never used it. It wasn't because I didn't have the chance, but because my mind was full of doubts and limitations. I couldn't see all the potential around me. Even though everything was right there, I didn't take advantage of it because I was mentally stuck. It wasn't about needing a change in my environment, it was about changing my mindset. My thoughts were holding me back, and that made it hard for me to see what was already available. The shift came suddenly. I began to realize that I had freedom around me all along, but I had to change my perspective to see it. This reminds me of a story from Acres of Diamonds by Russell Conwell, where a man sells his land searching for diamonds, not realizing that his own land was full of them. Sometimes the things we are looking for are already in front of us, but we fail to see them because we're looking in the wrong place. What changed for me wasn't my surroundings, but my awareness. I started to see the opportunities I had been overlooking. The possibilities were always there, but I had to change how I looked at them. In Acres of Diamonds, the man who left his land searching for fortune didn't know he had it all along. Like him, I learned that sometimes the answers we seek are right in front of us, but we don't recognize them because we're focused on something else. It's a reminder to stop looking for solutions outside of ourselves and to look within. The world can offer us everything we need, but unless we change our mindset, we might miss it. The biggest lesson I learned is that before you change anything in your life, you have to look inward. Ask yourself, who are you being right now? Are you the person who feels stuck or the one who is ready to grow and change? Our outer world is just a reflection of what's going on inside us. If we change how we think and feel, the world around us changes too. When I was stuck in a job I hated and wishing for financial freedom, I realized that I needed to change my thought. I started believing that I was capable of earning a good income doing something I loved. I put that belief out into the world, and soon I saw the results. The opportunities I wanted began to appear, and my life started to shift. This experience showed me that the key to changing your life is changing your inner world first. I stopped focusing on what I didn't have and started focusing on what I already had. When I shifted my mindset and believed in my own worth, things started to change. The opportunities that were always there started showing up, and my life became easier. It's all about changing how we see ourselves and what we believe is possible. When we believe something is possible, the world responds. The key to unlocking your potential lies in how you choose to see yourself and the world around you.